Not there. Just didn't come off his thumb, so it doesn't look like he's very comfortable at the release point. This is the 1-2-8. Try to cross it on the left side of the head pin. Let the ball do all the work for you. Just like that.
No trouble with the spare as Bobby does it. Of course, Jerry Krause, our proprietor here at Seminole Lanes, puts on a tremendous tournament throughout the whole St. Petersburg, Clearwater area. Owns 5 bowling centers in this area.
He's always been a great promoter too, Mike. He actually takes a team overseas. They bowl in a tournament in Germany each year, so that's a dedicated promoter and a dedicated bowler at the same time.
That's the old home stomping grounds. I mean,
that's right. You can see the determined look on Bobby Knipple's face. He goes to the line here on lane 23, leaves the 5-7, breaks out the 5, leaves only the 7 pin, and he's running out of frames, and there's a little joke going back and forth, and I'm sure what they're talking about is the lack of drive or hitting power on Bobby Knipple's ball, leaving the 5-7 briefly and playing that extreme outside angle. You wouldn't think that with these new bowling balls anybody could leave the 5-7, would you?
Well, we've been talking about Bobby Knipple doing that for the last 30 years, so it doesn't change. And of course, Marcy, his wife, for all these years, wanted me to mention that Bobby is a member of the Southern California Bowling Hall of Fame. He's a former Southern California Bowler of the Year, so he's been a tremendous player over the years, but only one PBA title in 1973. Dickenson stroking him right back in there. And that 7 pin kind of stubbornly stands.
This time that flat bottom on that pin kept it up. Last time he got the 10 to go.
Dickinson's all smiles. You know, he was smiling before he started. He's still smiling, Earl.
He works at it, you know, and it's kind of it's almost like he's forcing himself to be relaxed, and sometimes that's it's not good. It takes a lot of your energy that could be directed toward knocking down those pins. But Gary knows his game better than anybody, that's for sure, and right now he's demonstrating how this game should be played on a very tough lane condition.
Dickenson in the 8th frame with a commanding 55-pin lead. Back in the pocket. Bang.
Well, the crowd is really into this. You can hear them in the background. They've still got their little signs back there, and a lot of Dickinson signs are being shown after each strike.
Didn't appear that Gary had that good a shot in practice, but boy, he certainly has performed when it counted.
Well, the lanes, we talked about the transition. As the lanes change, as the balls go down the lane, they pick up the oil, and there's another solid 10-pin for Bobby Knipple. They pick up the oil, and as they pick up the oil and it diminishes on the lanes change. The players have to make adjustments. And what happened here, I think the transition that went through during the match Gary Dickinson had with Jim Long, the lanes made that transition. Gary came on in that match, was lined up immediately, and now the lanes are set again, and he's stroking the ball right where it should be.
Carol Ketterhagen, the director of the St. Petersburg Clearwater Convention and Visitors Bureau. I met her earlier in the evening, and she's very pleased with how the tournament went this year. They're a big sponsor of the event, and this is the senior capital of the world, Earl, in this area.
Well, you and I are going to have to move down here. Is that what you're telling me? We're getting old, Mike.
Yeah, little by little, I guess so.
Come on, Bobby, get a strike. We don't care how. Just get a break here. Well, not this time. The 3-10, the baby split. Well, it's not going to be Bobby Knipple's day or his tournament. He bowled extremely well all throughout the qualifying and, of course, the match play.
Well, he would have taken a superhuman effort to beat Dickinson on this night.
That's true. I think, but I think if Bobby had not opened it so early in the 3rd frame when he got that split, I think that relaxed Gary Dickinson even more. Even though Gary started with that string of strikes, I think if Bobby could have put some pressure on him in this championship match, it might have been closer.
And of course, that break he got in the 2nd frame with the 10-pin falling late.
That's true.
Seemed to really loosen him up then.
Well, he's definitely home free right now, going at a tremendous, like 270 pace here. Solid 10.
And right now he could care less. I mean,
well, Gary's got it. He knows he has a tournament one right now, and you know, Gary he's a PBA Hall of Famer, and he only won twice on the PBA tour, but he's really kind of come into his own here on the senior tour, and he's still very active on the regular tour. He's still competitive there.
Yeah. Well, he won 8 times on the...
That's right. I'm thinking the other way around. He's won 2 senior events and 8 on the regular tour.
This will be his 3rd senior event now.
This is his 3rd win on the senior tour, and a big one, the senior championship.
And, of course, this will get him back into the Tournament of Champions, where he's bowled many, many times and bowled very well at Riviera Lanes over the years. Throwing a very relaxed shot in the 10th frame. All of these shots are very relaxed now, as he knows that he's got the 15,000. He knows he has the championship, a title that he's coveted. It's gotten him off the snide for 1994. 25 years on the tour, and we can see right there that this is his 11th victory overall, senior and national tour. And he keeps smiling at those solid 10s, but if it had happened earlier, he might not have been smiling so much.
Well, he's a great champion and obviously a great player. Just a fine athlete, all around good athlete.
Converts the 10-pin, finishes with 238 to go with 269. Not a bad day's work. Averaged over 250 for the 2 games.
Well, what do you want to bet Bobby Knipple gets a strike right here?
Well, that would be, I think, a safe bet as he puts it right in the pocket. Yes.
He says, where was that the whole match? I mean, you know, he said something that struck Gary Dickinson's funny bone there.
Bobby trying to finish it out to get to 190 and leaves an 8-pin. Well, there's just no way he was going to get a double tonight.
That's almost like insult to injury right there, but Bobby Knipple has shown that he can still perform with the best.
Bobby been a very good bowler over a long number of years, showing that he can still do it, and he'll be back another day. Gary Dickinson, congratulations to him. You know, as the leaves are turning up in Ohio, Earl,